So a few places, the reason I show that, I'm a photographer, and photographers, no matter what, they try to show their photos. So just a few beautiful places in the Himalayas where I've now been living for something like half a century. This is what I see in the morning at breakfast on my hermitage. Quite neat, huh? And then, technology. Okay, how can we achieve happiness for all? Going from personal change, because you cannot make a happy society if every one of us finds a reasonable degree of happiness. No, a nation that will be the most powerful and the richest and everyone is miserable, what's the point? So we need to go from personal change to societal change. But what is the obstacle to that? When we wake up in the morning, we have a feeling of I. I exist, I'm hot, I'm hungry, I'm happy, I'm a little bit sad. That's the moment-to-moment perception that we exist. Then there is the stream of consciousness, the history of our experience that qualifies the person. But then we cannot help that imagining that in the heart of that, there's some kind of entity that has traveled from youth to old age, that qualifies me, that is separate, that is unitary and autonomous. So if we think to verify and solidify that, what happens? Excessive self-centeredness, self-cherishing, and from that, attraction, repulsion, hatred, greed, jealousy, arrogance, in short, suffering. So, how to go from that to understanding the interdependence that will lead to increased consideration for others? So basically, altruism is the wish may others be happy and find the cause of happiness. Now, when this benevolence, this unconditional love meets with suffering, it becomes compassion. The wish may sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. So as I mentioned, altruism is a win-win situation. The French writer Romain Rolland, who was neither Hindu or Buddhist, said if the pursuit of selfish happiness is your only goal in life, your life will soon be goalless. So now, why is that goes beyond our personal experience? When you have at the same table, let's imagine that we all, except a few nutcases, we all want a better world. Now, when people sit at the same table, you have a financier, an investor, an economist that's basically concerned by the ups and downs of the stock market, the balance sheet at the end of the month, of the year, basically the short term. If you issue treasury bond that matures in 150 years, nobody is interested. And then you have the quality of life over a generation, a family, a career, a lifetime. And again, we need to respect the aspiration to have a fulfilled life. But that's the midterm. That also concerns politicians, social workers, etc. Now there's a new challenge to humanity. Just 10,000 years ago, there was only 5 million people on Earth. No big deal. Whatever they could do, the resilience of the Earth would immediately repair whatever they could do. Plus, they had tools that they held with their hands. That much good or harm you can do. Now, thanks to the scientific, technological, industrial revolution, we have tools that are millionfold more powerful. Atomic energy, fossil fuel, electricity. And they are not in the hands of individuals, but group and nation. So we have immense power, but we may not have the same magnitude of care. So when you have environmentalists sitting with politicians, sitting with financiers, it's like a schizophrenic dialogue. They don't speak the same language. So if you want to build a better world, you need one concept that can unify those 3 timescales so that we can work better for a better world.